At this point, you're probably aware of a lot of the research that goes on at Michigan State. In particular, if we look just at the material science department, there's a fair number of things that you're probably familiar with. We do research on batteries, we do research on biomed applications, even metallurgy. There's a lot. And in order to do this research, we follow some fairly basic scientific principles. We come up with a hypothesis, we design a treatment in order to test that hypothesis, but to compare the treatment, we need some kind of a control to compare it to. We run our experiment, and then we publish the results so that others can see and benefit from the work that we've done. In addition, at Michigan State, we're actually doing fairly well in leading the nation in research on teaching and learning. This is things like looking at what kind of forms of assessment work well. This means grades and quizzes. Looking at the content of a course, how to deliver it, the course design, and wondering just how well do we learn and how do we learn? What is the process by which learning takes place? Now, doing this research follows the same principles. It's the same exact process. Develop a hypothesis, design your treatment and control, run your experiment, and then publish the results so that others can benefit. I'm involved with a project or with a group at Michigan State called FAST, Future Academic Scholars in Teaching. And the point of this group is to basically train new professors, to train the graduate students who want to be professors on the best practices in order to get there. And specifically to approach their teaching as a discipline that can be studied using science. So I have a project that I'd like to do, and I need your help. If we look at the current schedule, your current academic schedule for a week, plus or minus a couple days, you have lecture Monday, Wednesday, and then a quiz on Friday. And then Tuesday is meant for studying, same as Thursday, and you may have office hours maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure when yours are. And the studying on Tuesday is supposed to be on Monday's content, on Thursday is supposed to be on Wednesdays, and then you're supposed to be in good shape for your quiz. Of course, this is the ideal situation, but in actuality, you have same lectures and quizzes during the class times. You study a little bit Tuesday, a bit Thursday, a lot Thursday night and Friday morning, and then it goes where? We tend to forget over the weekend when we have to cram for an exam like that. And by the time the final comes, we cram again. But the real problem we're finding in research is that people forget everything by the time they get to the other classes. So we're going to try something different. We are going to move the lectures over. We're going to deliver the basic content of the course in video lectures. These are going to be 10 to 20 minutes, and you'll receive them before class starts. They'll only be 10 to 20 minutes. They'll be talking about as fast as this, but you can pause them as you wish. Then the class time, the actual class time we have, is going to be used to reinforce the content that was in the lectures. So we'll be using problem sets, clicker questions, group discussions, other things in order to reinforce that work. But you'll be working on this while you have an instructor present, while you have someone there who can answer the questions that you have and work it through with you. We'll still have the same office hours, and then the quiz will be on Friday, and we'll see if this made any kind of an impact. If designing a course like this actually works better than the traditional lecture and homework at home format. So, the last part of research is to actually publish. We want to use these results to improve the teaching both in MSc and at MSU as a whole. I want to emphasize that this is only going to take 1 week. We're going to use 1 week and then that's it. We're going to go back to the normal format. If it works well, great. We might implement it later years. But currently, we're only going to do 1 week and then see what the results are. Now we're going to compare quiz scores with last year. That'll be our way of knowing whether this worked or not. In order to do that, we need your permission in order to use some data from you. But this is voluntary. I want to stress that. It is absolutely voluntary. We're going to use a quiz score, obviously. We need to adjust for some common factors, though, whether your GPA, your year in school, and your grade in the class. It's no fair if all of you guys are smarter than last year. Of course, your quiz scores are going to be better, so we need to account for that. So that's why we need the other 3 pieces of information. Now, this is voluntary. You don't have to do it. But if you agree to do it, I will give you a $10 Amazon.com gift card as a thank you. Now, it will be anonymous. While you have a name, all your data will be assigned to a randomly generated unique ID number. And then your name will be removed from the data. That way, all the data that's stored only has this ID number and doesn't actually personally identify you. In addition, all the data is only going to be reported in aggregate. That means it'll be averages, but not individual values. So no one will be able to read in the paper, will be able to adjust to figure out who you are. So that's the idea. We're going to take the standard lecture in class and then study at home model and flip it upside down. We're going to have lecture delivered at home through video and then work in class on the problems to reinforce what the content is from the lecture. There is published data, published works that have done this with some success. The University of Madison, Wisconsin did it, and it worked pretty well in the other sciences. We're going to see how well it works for material science. If it does work, we'll be able to use this to improve your later classes and the other classes for the later years. If it doesn't work, we won't do it again. Thank you.